They took Radiant. That seems to be what I guess we're fighting over here. And SG did take first pick. So with that said, let's hop into the draft. Final game of the day. Who is going to take this series? NoPing, SG Esports. Let's go.
All right. Team ban.
To the jungle.
Do you think they're going to give Enigma to NoPing this time? Team ban.
I want to say no. I think
they'll ban at second phase.
It was not really Enigma didn't win that game. I feel like SG lost that game more than Enigma won. But I feel like Enigma is underrated, and like if you know you kind of allow your games to go late and you just give Enigma, I feel like it can get pretty scary.
This does put us at the same bans as last game, I believe, right?
Yeah,
and the same picking order too. Swap sides, but still the same order. So they're forced to ban both the Puck and the Knicks when they don't have first pick.
Mm-hmm. Also, where's Bat been?
He was, banned a lot in our first series, and I think ignored in this one.
I think so, too. I don't think he was banned out yet, and we go right back for the Witch Doctor. So, establishing our South American League meta, Witch Doctor at the forefront, and a nice counter here, the Rubik. Always happy to see a Rubik picked up. Very safe opener, and some pretty good steals against the Witch Doctor.
Did we feel a lot of presence in the Shadow Demon last game? I think he had good saves.
Like the high ground was impossible to breach when he used the W.
Yeah,
like Wraith King will lose 2,000 HP. But besides that, I'm not sure how effective he was.
Yeah, and he still has his laning advantages too. But it is interesting that they just completely mix it up, right? They just dump the Shadow Demon right away and go for that Witch Doctor instead.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they really wanted to pick the Terrorblade from the start, so that's why the Shadow Demon. Not sure if they're gonna... Alright, early Invoker.
Early Invoker.
One of his heroes played it really well game one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can bait them into picking TA again.
10 seconds remaining.
That's how you win.
Yeah, that's all part of the strat.
What server are we on? Oh shoot,
we are
I didn't check.
On Peru.
We're on Peru.
We're on Brazil. Sorry.
Okay, so the flip was won in favor of Brazil. Remember, it's a new flip for Game 3. I joined the lobby late, so I missed it. Did you catch it, Trent?
Well, what happened was that they said coin flip for server, heads Brazil, tails Peru. They flipped. It was tails for Peru, but then Panda Vu said go Brazil, and then they asked, so both teams agreed for Brazil then? And they said yes.
Oh.
So they no longer wanted to, because you have the option to do the coin flip, but...
So after playing 2 games, they were like, all right, 4 of us versus the one of you. I get it. You want to have the ping for mid, but 4 is greater than 1. I don't have to be good at math to know that we win this one, buddy. I think that's fair enough. I'm pretty in favor. If 9, that's an overwhelming majority. 9 out of 10... I think that defaults to that server. IMO, but I digress.
I mean, they did win with Peru, so I don't think...
Well,
that might even be the I'm sorry, they won with Brazil.
Yes.
All right,
Division game, back. Okay. As Steven said, the best offlaner in the game, secured for NoPing.
Into the Witch Doctor, though, so at least they have that... well, I guess they don't really... He's not as good versus, like, I like to think of, like, Oracle and CM just because you can actually kill the boars, whereas Witch Doctor is, like, almost more of a defensive measure, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you can get in there and get the kills.
Radiant team ban.
It's annoying for sure.
Yeah. Hey, finally a Void Spirit ban. I wonder what the logic is behind that. Maybe it's just a matchup that he doesn't want to play versus in the mid lane, since they're revealing the Invoker so early.
Yeah, if you're gonna play Quas Wax, I feel like Void Spirit is really good because it's quite easy to dodge EMP, Tornado. I don't think XR Invoker cares that much about it, but apparently, I mean, at least from what I remember, 4DR does play a lot of Quas Wax. He's usually their tempo controller.
Now we're going to see them probably go back to a lot of the same bans they did previously when the Invoker was there for SG, the PL, the PA, the MK. the Terrorblade. I mean, more specifically, I
5
guess like the
seconds
PL and the
remaining.
Terrorblade, since they'd seen the Invoker by that point. But our Alacrity heroes, the buff ups, but they've got to be thinking something similar for these inner beast lineups too, and maybe considering like how fast of a tempo could they set on NoPing right now, because you always have to watch for that when there's a Beastmaster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do have that Invoker that we saw alongside Beastmaster that time. Terrorblade is banned. So some of the standard pushing heroes are out. But yeah, as you said, I feel like you don't really need it much else to make Beastmaster feel really strong. I feel like Weaver is a hero that we saw not work that great, but I think Beastmaster, Weaver, Roche really well. They definitely team fight really well.
Where do you guys think the Rubik is more likely to go? Is this a 4 Matthew or a 5 Panda?
4.
I prefer 4 Rubik.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Usually.
I know Liquid make the 5 look decent, but I think outside of them, it just does not really function well.
I guess I was wondering about SA. Honestly, we haven't seen a ton of Rubik, so that's partially why I ask.
I think
they
in order to
ban the TA anyways.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough.
All right.
I guess there's not that many like super hardcore counters to Invoker anymore. Like the PL and stuff doesn't really work as well as it used to. So just go for the hardcore counters that people tend to pub around with.
Mm-hmm.
5 seconds remaining.
What 5 do we want out of this pick? Undying's actually still in. Tends to be a pretty good support with Rubik.
Mm-hmm.
Radiant team pick.
And they do have the Rubik, right? So no Tombstone Steel available.
Any other 5 melees that are even good right now? Not really.
Ogre, I guess, is okay with Beastmaster.
Oh yeah, that's true. Ogre's pretty solid.
Clock,
10
right?
seconds remaining.
Yeah, you can do clock too sometimes. Yep. Depending on your one.
You don't want to go
5
4 staff
seconds
Invoker
remaining.
most of the
Pretty
time.
short list. Undying still hanging around.
Yeah, give it to him. Give him the tomb. He's still my guy. I'll always chill for Undying, even if he keeps losing pro games. I mean, hey, we had a good Undying patch. That was kind of fun, because for a couple of years there, Undying always had a rough go when he got picked in a pro match.
A couple of years.
It was
true.
a couple of years,
It
man.
really was that long. It's just sad to say that.
How often did we talk about Undying and be like, oh, it's an Undying pick again? Lacoste is like traumatized.
Multiple TI qualifiers, dude. I mean, literal years. You're not
still
wrong.
can't look at Undying. I saw him playing Undying the other day. Just
what about the 5
over.
Omni? Is that totally dead now?
I mean,
Thinking about-
it was
Hey,
really good
whoa.
with the strength course, but I think, I mean, without Sven, I guess like if Lifestealer ever becomes good again, we might see Omni is really strong.
But it's Undy. We got a bog form in here.
Little swamp.
Yep. It's a swamp that's also got boars in it. That's the nastiest kind of swamp, Trent.
That leads to potential Nature's Prophet picks.
Oh.
Once you see the Undying is the 5, right? That's like a pretty common position 3 that you see right now. In fact, NoPing actually just did that versus Ego Boys 7 months ago, according to their Dota buff. They have 2 different Dota buffs they use. I was looking at both of them.
All right.
But yeah, I think everyone knows about that as a pretty common lane counter.
Prophet is pretty decent right now, I think.
Oh, they're doing Mars Phoenix.
Got the double heal now. They're doing this kind of last patch almost. How much can we buff up our carry kind of thing? You know, you got Maledict for additional damage. You got Alacrity. Now you've got 2 forms of heal. Who's the raid boss here that they're going to grab?
Yeah, they might actually take their carry first and then take their 3 after, because there might be a specific one that they have in mind here.
It's like Dusa sort of comes to mind, that kind of stuff. Now they grab on, or the Juggernaut.
They got that because of the ban last time in the last phase, right? And it's just
Great
nice
against
versus
Phoenix.
Invoker. And and Phoenix, of course, too.
Yeah. And it's just high tempo, right? Obviously, with Beastmaster Undying, you don't want to play slow necessarily. And Jug, more high tempo than a lot of your other position ones.
5 seconds remaining.
Their siege is really strong too because of the healing ward. You don't have any
good
heroes
PL
that
game.
can get the healing ward.
Here's a hero that we really don't see too often. Exciting to watch.
Okay.
Is he good? A whole nother discussion.
Should they have PL'd there? Because he's definitely getting banned, right?
PL is not banned yet,
10
correct?
Yeah, but he's gonna get banned.
It
Yeah,
is
I
a good
think.
ban. It is a good ban.
5 seconds.
I'm always a
remaining.
little scared to play Axe against Undying. It feels like it's quite hard to get the blinks off when there's a tombstone in the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that massive
1800 vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's certainly not easy. I'm surprised to see Axe picked here. I would not have predicted that of all the offlaners available. I wonder why. Yeah,
I mean,
is it
it's a piercing spin call,
anti-jug.
right?
Yeah,
It covers the egg really well compared to some other heroes.
that-
I mean,
that
you could
is
also
true.
argue they could have just Mars, though. But it's a lower
Exactly.
cooldown one that lets them... and it combos with Sunstrike, too, better than the Mars does.
Yeah, and
So.
it's a direct counter to Jug that can get the egg, whereas it's usually pretty easy for Jug to just spin the spear
Okay.
when Arena gets
Yeah.
used.
Well,
But it
I
still
Oh my god,
feels
I was
kinda
actually
weird.
going to ask you, Boy, if it was OD time.
Oh,
They ruined it.
BOD. There it is.
I'm so
Okay.
disappointed.
You know, at risk of sounding a little critical here, I've noticed that Undying, he doesn't get his swarm of little carrion lotus around him when he's in the jungle. Somehow, when he made it to the Amazon, he left the swarm behind him.
Dude, I told you we should have got the bug nets, you know?
Yeah, but
obviously
somehow
they put them on the
Phoenix-
outside.
I mean, Phoenix makes it here with all of her particles. The hell is this? What's going on? We got some bias in favor of the fire heroes and against the icky green heroes. Dota Pit, this will not stand.
Maybe Undying's happy that he's not swarmed by bugs for
10
once.
seconds
Maybe he's
remaining.
enjoying his
Oh,
time
I
there.
see.
That's
They're
true.
trying to win over the favor of all the Undying
5
fans and watching
seconds
around the
remaining.
world right now. Understood. Well
But-
done, Dota Pit. Well done.
Yeah, as expected,
sad.
times 1,000%, they banned PL.
The PL. Good call, guys.
Like, it was so good, man. Versus Undying, Beastmaster, Jug. Like, oh. I'm a little sad.
Daily
Right.
bonus secured. Both analysts hit the layup.
Radiant
Always good to see it.
team back.
What's gonna be the Costa Beer hero though? You have this Phoenix, so I guess you want just, like
Alchemist.
against Beast though.
Big. Yeah, maybe they had a decent save, but they don't have like an Oracle or anything.
Is Slark awful
10
here?
seconds
I
remaining.
know the lane is not that easy versus Beast, but you
5
have
seconds
the
remaining.
Pact for Roar. You can dodge Omni Slash.
I think if you ask a Slark player, he'll say yes, it's
What
good.
about
but if you
Void?
ask anybody else, no.
Ooh,
that's
that
a
would
pretty-
be a curveball.
It's
That would
actually
be
a pretty legit Void game.
What?
That's a
Trolls banned.
2025 pick, but
yeah.
yes, I think it's
10
okay this game.
seconds remaining.
that's a tall order for
I-
Faceless
I
Void
can't-
these days.
5
I can't endorse this, guys. This is you go into depths I cannot reach.
All his friends are there.
I think they're more likely to pick Morphling or something.
Yeah,
is
Faceless
Monkey
Void's
King
win
still
rate
in?
is actually not that bad this patch. Just saying.
Nope, Ursa.
He's almost at 50%.
Okay.
Well, this is a
Alright,
similar
alright.
vibe, though. I like Ursa when he has this kind of healing and supporting cast. Also, good cover for the egg. Somebody that can really rough up Jug. Sometimes
Kills the
just pummel him
tombstone.
down. Yeah.
It
I'm okay
explains
with this.
the OD ban a little bit more too. It was
Yeah.
kind of an annoying hero, just like lifting you up and stuff.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't think Ursa's the strongest of carries right now, but he's not too bad either. I would label him maybe a little underloved.
He's good in lane with Witch Doctor, I think. You can just, he does enough damage that the Maledict is always scary.
All right, do we have to worry about a Tinker? No, right? I think we're okay here.
Ooh, yeah, no, that's an awful Tinker game.
Yeah,
have
I think we're good.
Phoenix, Invoker.
Oh my Oh no! Oh no!
How is this possible?
Okay,
I
here's
was
the reason
thinking,
why
like-
I brought it up. They have the Beastmaster, right?
And
it's
the
a classic,
zombies.
a classic joint. The zombies.
And the Hawk.
Yeah.
Look at this, dude. All these TP targets. I mean, it is great against Ursa, right? I mean, he has a Dispel, but having a blind is always a good utility against Ursa.
Oh man, but he's playing against Quaswex. I mean, I don't know that. I used to be a Tinker spammer. I am not that sort of person anymore. But it's pretty rough to play versus Quaswex, and you have a Phoenix on top of it. But
Now,
All right.
remember, we mentioned this earlier when a lot of folks weren't tuned in yet. This is one of Dark Mago's heroes, right? It's listed as like his
Yes.
top 3. He's
It
got
is.
it. He is a Tinker player, so complete comfort zone. Synergy with the Hawk isn't a complete joke, but I mean, it's prediction time, guys. Game 3,
Go
the
Tinker.
decider. Do you really think the Tinker
I
can
trust
do it?
the spammers. When they pick their heroes 10th, I'm
Yeah.
just going to put my faith in them. If they lost, I'm just going to say they got outplayed. But I mean, maybe they started this whole draft thinking we're picking Tinker, which is very possible, and they just kind of pushed into it in the end since they were a little low on time. But I'm putting my faith in the guy who spams this hero.
My heart is Brazilian, but if you pick Tinker in this game, you have to be so confident. You just have to go for NoPing.
Okay. I hear what you guys are saying, and I kind of agree, though. Everyone I've talked to has told me the TLDR on Tinker right now is that he is a vacuum cleaner that does nothing. He takes all the farm from his teammates, the farm doesn't translate to enough, and then 50 minutes later, he dies at high ground and the game ends with Tinker on the losing side of it. So I'm excited to see that dialogue proven wrong. I want to see a new hero bust onto the field, so let's ask our casters about it. Oh, Gary, darling, how are we feeling about this Tinker? Theban, are we in?
Super excited. Super excited, Zyori. I mean, I'm with Bowie. I used to be one of those people too. I spammed Tinker. I was one of those nasty, awful human beings, but we're reformed now, aren't we, Bowie? We're moving on with our lives. But I think, honestly, yes, you're against the Quaswex Invoker, you're against the Phoenix, but Ursa and Axe can really struggle to stick on this Tinker. And Theban, it is a last pick Tinker here. It should look pretty good for Dark Mago.
Yeah, I mean, if SG didn't learn anything from the last game and they're still bad at pushing high ground, this Tinker is going to find a lot of value in this game, even if the laning stage doesn't go too well. Looking at this drafts, I do think, though, SG have pretty solid lanes, right? You got the Axe Phoenix off lane. It's actually a decent lane matchup against Undying. Undying does not like getting battle hungered. It's very uncomfortable for him. And then his lane support is a Juggernaut who doesn't really benefit that much from... or it can't really help the Undying get kills, right? You got the spin, but no stuns or anything like that, or any slows in the lane for the Undying to really bully someone out of the lane. And on the other side, we got an Ursa versus Beastmaster matchup, which is freaking amazing. And then Witch Doctor also with the cask on the board, or the Ursa or the Beastmaster is gonna give Oscar a lot of trouble.
Yeah, so quite a few problems for NoPing to try and overcome there, and. Yeah, that bottom lane, Phoenix and Axe, it is an age-old combination. Not just the battle hunger, but fiery spirits as well. You know, quite easy to think of Undying as that one-trick pony, throws Tombstone in. But in laning stage, Decay is very good at harassing and chipping away at opponents. But I feel like Undying is very reliant on his actual right-click punches too. You know, you stack up the strength, you're a big HP pool. But if you get tanked by fiery spirits, you're not actually converting Decay into anything meaningful.
Definitely. And I mean, the late game aspect of SG's draft, it's kind of there, right? Like why they picked the Axe. You got that Blame Mill versus the Juggernaut, and especially Beastmaster's buffing up the Juggernaut too with the Inner Beast, and he's going to attack even faster. But yeah, like the lane for the Undying is not going to be as easy as other lanes. I know a lot of people, they actually do like to pick Axe against Undying just for the lane, for the harass, but later on, the Tombstone will be a hard thing for Axe to fight into.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, going to have to rely on that Invoker or that Ursa to bring the Tombstone down. And of course, the side lanes, beautifully explained by you. We'll take a peek into mid lane as Invoker versus Tinker is going to be your matchup there, with ADR looks like heading into Quaswex with Urn and Boots queued up already. And Tinker itemization nowadays, it hasn't really changed that much, has it?
No, still the same. Maybe you see normally you see Boots of Travel, Soaring, Blink, then like a Bloodstone, because you got that Spell Lamp and a big mana pool, which is really nice. And then from there he'll just decide based off of like the progression of the game or his team and such what he will go for.
30 seconds.
But this mid matchup though, like if you don't have the Phoenix rotating mid and helping the Invoker kill the Tinker, this Tinker will be free farming in this game, because Invoker as a Quaswex doesn't really get solo kills.
Yeah, that's right. And it's going to be difficult to contest the stacks that this Undying and Rubik are going to be making for the Tinker too. I mean, remember the days when Tinker and Enigma used to farm Ancients because they had universal damage on March and Midnight Pulse? And they've kind of nerfed Ancients now. Is Tinker an Ancient farmer?
He can still farm Ancients. They do take magic damage. I have seen some Tinkers in pub games asking for Ancients to be stacked, so... he can, but the days that you were talking about were the days when Boba used to play mid lane. Yeah, those are long gone.
Very distant memories.
Yep.
Oh dearie me. Well, he's found a nice position now, coaching away.
The Boba Tinkerinos.
Oh dear.
Very popular.
Some nasty stuff. We've all been there. We've all had a hero that people frown on. Look back and question our decision making. So for now, Ursa actually gets left up top alone. SG tri-laning for a second. Now Witch Doctor makes his way back up there. Try and safeguard that Ursa Warrior's farm a little bit more. And Wild Axe is level 1.
Level 1.
What's up with that?
Interesting. I guess he doesn't want the board to get cast, and they want to use his Wild Axes to shove the lane out, cut the trees, maybe get some momentum in the lane, so that the Rubik can just pull and they can play for XP that way. Because if there's a lot of creep waves, a lot of creeps going into the Ursa, then it's going to be much harder for him to just stick onto the Beastmaster and trade efficiently.
Yeah, putting a wall of creeps to bodyguard you in front of you.
Yeah.
And Rubik doing a grand job trading with the Witch Doctor. Will get cast up on his way forward, but Fade Bolt axes. Not going to be enough damage to actually chip away at him. And down bottom, we did see Theo getting a nice courier snipe as the Undying tries to bring more sustain down into this bottom lane, but Axe is completely free farming.
Panda Boo having a tough time keeping himself high HP. Too much dot damage.
Yeah,
If he has to use a healing salve on himself, that means he can't use it on his Juggernaut.
Nice again by the Phoenix, blocking up any kind of stacks going on. Make sure they can't reset lane equilibrium.
Yeah,
Might snipe a
SG
courier
must
too.
be-
That's 2 couriers for the
gonna be
Phoenix.
Has been killed.
It's a lot of gold. SG must be really focused in this game after game number 2. You know, they must know that they've really messed up big time, and they don't want that to happen again. Pulling all the stops in this game.
You've got to have some real mental fortitude to know that you're against a Tinker, though. Even if that laning stage goes
Definitely.
exceptionally well for you for SG, Tinker's always going to be in the back of your head.
King RD. He looks pretty good. He's got 7 stick charges.
Has been killed.
And a bit of revenge as the Juggernaut takes down the Phoenix's courier this time. Both dropping low, though, Jug and Undying. They stick around in the creep wave. I'm not expecting King Ao to return so quickly. There's no spin there for Jug. Just going to have to tango and hold his line on the tier 1 with that extra regen. That lane looks like it's over, though, for NoPing. Like, Juggernaut, he can't do anything.
Nah, he can't.
Mid lane, they're getting
And-
a catch, though. Maledict and Cask
Ooh,
onto Tinker.
Witch Doctor.
In comes Rubik, trying to turn it around on the Invoker with a homing missile coming, but Adriano's
Fairy
fine.
Fire.
And it looks like Dark Margot will be okay too, but Matthew's not giving up. Goes onto KJ, forces the salve. First blood is actually King Ao killing bottom lane. Matthew gets the kill onto KJ just a second late.
Matthew's like, what the hell, bro? Why'd you have to die so fast? I was
my
about to
first
get
blood.
first blood. Yeah, it would have been a lot of gold for a Rubik, but Undying dies first. This Axe having an even better
Theo.
lane now. Not only is he free farming, oh, another courier.
With 2 salves on it. Oh, that is gone for a minute.
2 salves, man. Juggernaut would have really liked that in the next like 20 seconds when he takes another 300 damage.
Lift
from
back
these
into the
guys.
march. Witch Doctor in the wrong neighborhood, trying to secure a rune. But it's Undying who spots the DD bottom and should allow... Oh no, no bottle refill for Tinker. Good move from the Invoker there.
Yeah, you can see that SG is feeling a little bit pressured by this Tinker already because Witch Doctor making some early rotations, really early rotations actually. First one not working out too well because of the Fairy Fire, but this one getting the Witch Doctor killed again.
And then you're leaving Ursa alone up at top. And it's not
He's
so
doing alright
easy.
for now. But once the Rubik is back up here, that's when it gets really annoying for the Ursa.
Trying to secure some CS with his Earthshock.
Getting denied the creeps.
Irritating boars. What does Invoker have?
stacks
Tornado
for the
EMP ready. Adriano wants this. He doesn't want the Tinker to get the bounty rune, but he's walking into a Rubik. It looks like the refill should be there for the Tinker. No, Adriano snipes it. Cheeky little play by him, and now the Witch
And
Doctor's
a kill.
rotation. That's going to pay off dividends for them. So they spot the stacks, they get the bounty rune, they kill the Tinker, and Phoenix is also going to really give it his damnedest try to find the kill on Matthew, but Ern wears out too quickly, and Theo unable to secure it. Oh, but Matthew walks back into him. Fairy
The
Fire
war-
lift into the tower. He's baited it. No Fade Bolt mana, but he's
Wow.
got the right clicks.
Okay,
Matthew with the
Matthew, all right.
outplay.
All right, Matthew, I see you. Nice lift into the tier 2. That tower does a lot of damage. The ward helped him a lot, right? This early ward on the outpost. Sorry, on the triangle area here. Giving him all the information of the Phoenix, what he's trying to do.
Yeah, saw everything. Really
Nice.
nicely done.
Dark Mago, though, he sees the Invoker coming to him and he's still stuck around. I feel like he could have just gone to the other bounty that the Beastmaster was already covering, refilled his bottle there. But giving a freebie to Invoker.
Yeah, it was a bit greedy, but maybe not expecting the Witch Doctor rotation. And so far, it's been very good from SG controlling these runes against Tinker. Like Phoenix, Witch Doctor, everyone's moved. Oh, top lane. Okay, Oscar's fine. Maybe a turn play here as the TP rotation from an Undying comes in. Ursa, Witch Doctor just mosey on back towards their tier 1, though. Oh, that Fade Bolt, not enough damage. And mid lane again. I mean, Theo is just the courier sniper this game. Does he find a ward on the high ground? He sees it. Oh, but he wants to go for mid instead. The Tinker, that's a bigger kill. Secure the kill on Dark Mago instead. Bring him down, and Adriano does claim that kill.
Yep, we talked about it earlier. The Phoenix needs to be making rotations to help the Invoker kill the Tinker. And it's happening. These are not typical roaming supports that you have on the side of SG, but they need to do it against Tinker. They have to kill this guy early on.
Do you think now, you know there's a stack in the triangle and this Axe has a Vanguard? Do you think Axe goes and tries to steal it and they give Phoenix bottom lane?
I think if he does that, the Juggernaut's just going to free farm, right? And there's no guarantee, but maybe it is still a good idea if there is somebody else who can lane up against this Jug and stop him. But at the moment, I guess the Axe really isn't stopping the Juggernaut from farming anyway. It's got pretty good assets on the Jug. You're onto something, Gary. That might be it.
Yeah, just, get Phoenix level 6 in the bot lane. Axe goes and steals some stacks and chases the Tinker. But for now, Dark Mago is going to be very freely farming a little deeper on his jungle area.
Yeah, he's got some other stacks in here too.
Interesting
He's
smoke.
level 6.
Look at the Invoker.
They want to kill... Yeah, they want to kill the Tinker again. He's about to walk into that ward vision that they have. Just going to set up for the Undying instead.
Yeah, Undying trying to stack one more time. We'll bring him down quickly.
Yeah, he's definitely not having a good time on Undying.
Yeah, not been great so far. And this stack is being stolen by a DD Phoenix. Lots of little skellies.
They got Tornado in about 7 seconds.
Adriano's like, nah, forget this, I'm TPing top. It looks like Costabile has Oscar dead to rights regardless. Another Earth Shock in 2 seconds. Oscar cutting through trees, juking, hiding.
Boom.
But there's no escape from the teddy bear in his own forest.
ADI just walks back mid after TPing onto that outpost. Back to where he was.
Back to the stack.
Resuming. Yeah, resuming the stack. Actually, that hit from the low ground is going to reveal that there's a ward.
Radiant's
Yeah.
bottom
So I'm gonna
tower
get that.
is under attack.
Try and chase the Rubik too. Invoker, he is in a very forward position, but Matthew doesn't have the backup of his squad. Soul ripped up by the Undying though, and Invoker roared
roar.
before he gets off the Ghost Walk. Adriano
did
really
it.
overplaying his hand.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They didn't get the kill to the Tinker. I think he really wanted it, but that's okay. It's a big kill. Like, you just don't want that guy to get away.
Where's the Tinker at now? Bottle, Soul Ring, 1,000 gold save towards Boots of Travel. So it looks like a pretty good, 12-minute or so timing on the 3 core items he needs to really start playing the hero properly. Bottom lane, they're lining up onto the Axe. Spinning and sprinting forward onto King Owl, lifting back. And with an Omnislash, they should have this secured. But the Axe is a slippery devil and gets himself back to the creep wave while also TPing in, calling for reinforcements. The Omnislash does arrive, but onto the creep wave it goes. Wasted as now Adriano turns onto Matthew, finding the Rubik with ease as King Owl will wander back away from the Juggernaut and maybe... Oh, Witch Doctor. They know there's no spin, there's no slash, so they stun him up and Juggernaut... He is not looking too hot down here. Axe is going to come in with a call, hold the dunk, give it to him. Juggernaut slammed into the ground.
They managed to steal 4 bounties though. The Undying went in the back, picked those 2 up. it's gonna be small victory for NoPing, but losing your Juggernaut like that is not gonna feel good, especially after using his Omni Slash. He doesn't really have any fighting potential anymore.
Yeah, and the build he's going for here. You know, Juggernaut with the treads into Yasha, but you're staring down the barrel of a Battle Fury Ursa in only 1,000 gold. So the acceleration factor is going to be there for SG, much more so than the Radiant team.
But going for the treads because of the Phoenix, right? I assume.
Get the attack speed.
Wants to kill that egg. Yeah, but I feel like you gotta go phase boots when you're playing against Axe, and he's eventually gonna have a blade mail too. And you need that armor to mitigate the blade mail damage back.
Well, that's a good
Tinkerinos again. Ooh. These two, man. ADR and Theo. Making it happen.
Yeah, didn't even need the Axe or the Witch Doctor, who were pretty close by. What does the Axe have? Oh my god. 6,000 net worth means Vanguard, Blink Dagger, on top of all the little small items he's got.
He's enormous, man. It's crazy.
Pos 1 Axe. Let's flip and go. Who does he find with this Blink reveal? Tinker has TP'd in, mid lane, boots of travel. Moving on to KJ's Witch Doctor, but a good cast Maledict, and now in comes the Supernova. Tinker is very forward. The egg is being focused, but in comes the Blink call. King Ao saves up Theo. King Ao with a gorgeous call, but no one's dying to this. The Sunstrike dodge, it is there, but the Sunray. Undodgeable damage from Theo the Core as this Juggernaut. He's swinging his sword around. Still a difficult kill to grab as Oscar is sniped by the remainder of SG who have finally arrived. The two-man tornado sends them skywards and in the waiting arms of this Costa Bile Ursa. King Ao is there with a call and Matthew being shredded. Just a few more hits to get to the middle of the Rubik while Undying is being chased back to his tier 2 by this Invoker. SG just come out with a massive burst of aggression.
Monka S hasted Ursa. Just chasing you down. But man, that call from the Axe, like that 11-minute Blink Dagger, making so much work thanks to the Phoenix egg. Like, you know they communicated that, right? Because there were 4 heroes there, and he's still egged.
He's going more. He's called up the Undying, misses out on the dunk. The Death Ward's still going, though. It's long duration here from KJ as we look at it go, but Matthew TP's in. A turn of aggression now as the Juggernaut spins. Costa Bile is being healed up by the Sunray, but it's not enough. Dead, and the killing streak gone with him. As they've lost the Invoker, the Ursa down, the TP's into this mid lane tier 1. They have managed to get a couple of real good kills for NoPing, but Juggernaut has died at the sidelines, expending his life to give this Tinker a better start.
Yeah, but 4 kills though. SG just kind of overplaying their hand a little bit. The heroes on NoPing side were already respawning.
And
they really want that mid tower bad.
Oh, the blink onto the Tinker. He does catch 2 of them inside, but he's alone. TPs are coming now. Rubik is going to die, but the Axe might lose his life. He's survived until those Necro units chase him down, while Invoker, Ursa onto Tinker. Deafening Blast, but not enough damage.
Healing ward.
The Urn, the Tornado is coming. It clips him, but you're right. The Healing Ward barely keeping Dark Margot alive.
Can't believe he's alive. Jeez. I mean, the Axe went in on that play on the 2 heroes, but he didn't have the Culling Blade. It was on cooldown because he missed one earlier. So that actually costed him his life. He traded for the Rubik. If Tinker died there, I would have said completely worth it. But nice healing ward play from the Juggernaut.
The support Juggernaut. Okay, when you've got a Tinker on your team, you're never going to be the position 1. TPing top now. Beastmaster, Tinker. They're eyeing up a level 10 Phoenix. But it's not really something they can dive a tier 2 for. A little bit of calm, Theban. All these South American games, all of a sudden, they just flick the switch of aggression and they are running at each other.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad we get a second to, like, you know, pause, think about the game, what's gonna happen next. I think SG, they were okay, they're not done. They're smoking.
They want to keep going.
They're gonna keep going.
I guess you know the Juggernaut isn't in a like prime position right now. He's, I wouldn't say struggling, but I don't think he's particularly happy with how the laning phase and everything broke down.
Handaboo.
Oh dear. Yeah. Goodbye. Undying does his job. Tanks the gang for the Juggernaut. So this is the period of the game where I feel like the Tinker for NoPing is really going to show us how potent it can be. Because the panel was
Yeah, I
saying,
mean,
I guess this Invoke against the Phoenix, they can catch him. The Blink from Axe is good as well. But if he's positioning in the trees and there's no wards on the high ground, you just can't see him.
They're already starting to plant Tinker wards now. Look at the top side here.
Oh, yeah.
Witch Doctor just got that one out. But yeah, Tinker needs Blink though before he can really make those tree plays. Oh, Beastmaster getting caught before the roar.
Blink, cool, no roar.
Super nice.
Really nice from King Ao, showing how strong he is on this big red axe. He's even going to kill off the Necro units.
I wonder if he should have waited for the roar to come off first, and then maybe the Tinker will expose himself, and they could actually catch more.
Oh, the mind games.
Because they did catch the Beastmaster, yeah. Because the whole team was ready there from SG, just setting up the counterplay, fully expecting the Invoker to get gone on.
Well, the Tinker back to hiding in the forest. And there is that Blink Dagger for him. Aetherland's queued up next. So when it used to be this, well, I guess Tinker builds back in the day. When you see Aetherlands, usually you expect a Scythe of Ice to come next. And we'll see exactly what he does aim for. Is that Witch Doctor? He's just been shredded by the rockets. Heat seeking, finds the Witch Doctor. Nice smoke, dodging the projectile.
Oh,
really cool.
That's gonna hurt though. That's their last smoke.
Oh no. Well, he survived. That's all he was thinking about. He might not survive for much longer though.
Sure?
Walks into the Necro units, the Blink call from Axe, only onto one. The Beastmaster gets tagged, but Undying has the high ground tombstone with a supernova behind it. It's an awkward fight for everyone involved. 2 heroes down from SG, and this Juggernaut spinning towards victory as the Invoker gets used up. Oh, they do not have much more control, but the Roar holds in place just long enough. That tornado.
Very early Yules from the Rubik.
Roshan for NoPing. Oh, that's going to be huge for the Juggernaut. That allows him to really be that frontline hero. Juggernaut spinning on towers, healing up with that ward. Allow Tinker just to continue playing from Fog.
Yeah, and this is going to be a nice safety net against the Axe with the Blink Blade Mail as well for the Juggernaut for the next 5 minutes.
Hey, he's going to have Manta style on top of it too. Manta Maelstrom.
Ursa, he has a Blink Dagger, by the way, so he can try to catch the Tinker as well himself. But in that last fight, as soon as he saw the Witch Doctor die and the High Ground Tombstone came out, he's like, I'm not coming to that engagement. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication from SG as well, taking that team fight.
Jesus. Well, that Undying didn't stand a chance. They've also got a call. Looks like that's
Matthew as well.
Rubik dive, Death Ward and Yules, all sorts of spells being cast as Oscar gets sniped. Tinker's on the run, Tinker's the bigger kill. Tinker is hasted, and he's being chased by the Ursa. One more touch. Oh, he's not quite fast enough. The teddy
Battle
bear,
Hunger?
the Battle Hunger is ticking, but the bottle charges. Still hasted. Now he can blink and TP home. Wow, that's 3 different fights across the map.
Yeah, there were a lot of fights. The Invoker does die though to the Beastmaster summons. The Deafening Blast was keeping him alive for a little while, but still ends up taking the fall. Pretty big win for SG, taking out 3 heroes there.
And keeping the Ursa farming. 11,000 net worth for Costa Bielek. BKB being worked on. And it's always so nice when you can win these kind of scrappy fights when your opponents have Aegis. That's time wasted by NoPing.
It looks like Tinker's going for Aether into the Hex.
Yeah.
Not going for that Bloodstone build. Opting for something a little bit more different with the long range cast.
Get those chain stuns going. Theo, Sunraying away. They've got a Roar catching out King Ao's axe, and he is annihilated. Is that a supernova? It is, but Phoenix trying to dive away now. Gonna get a bit of distance, but into the waiting arms of Panda. Undying's there to stop him in his tracks. NoPing, they strike back.
Middle tower is under attack.
Good position from Panda Boo. Knows exactly what that Phoenix was gonna jump into, slowing him down with that Flesh Golem slow. And here's the push. I mean, this is one of the most, like, this is a very classic lineup. You got Juggernaut Healing Ward with Tinker. So you drop the Healing Ward, you tank up like under a tower, then you drop the marches, and the opponent just can't fight back into you. And Juggernaut is also considered a hard counter to Tinker as well, because if you want to push the high ground, you can always drop the healing word. So taking that away from SG was quite nice.
Yeah, like
Makes me think that they were really planning for it, the Tinker pick.
from the very beginning, yeah. And the innate magic community from Spin, also super good. Interesting
ADR.
move from SG, yeah. Invoker, as well as Axe and Witch Doctor. Maybe expecting Tinker to be back here farming. But he's up top.
He's got that Aether Lens now, making his way towards the Hex already.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's
Juggernaut
bottom tower
feels very happy farming in this triangle area, taking the farm away from the Ursa while he still has that Aegis. Ooh, smoke from here, under the vision too.
Okay. Well, I don't find
SG
anyone.
knows the smoke. Yeah.
SG very, very clumped. All here to defend that tier 2 tower, but they get a lift on Ursa. Immediate initiation, dodge the deafening with a spin. There's the enrage to get away from the roar and the initiation here. And Juggernaut Omni slashing into the middle of the 5 SG heroes. He is deep behind enemy lines. Gets the soul rip and still has Aegis, don't forget, but only one hero falls. The Phoenix fade bolted in the last moment.
They get them off the tower, so now NoPing have surrounded this.
On cancelling Axe's blink with rockets every step of the way.
Yeah, he's gonna need to use some hood plays to be able to blink in.
They want to initiate on Beastmaster and they're gonna rip him to shreds. Oscar's gone, the call on Jug, the Aegis does get claimed. SG.
No Tombstone, no Omni.
Well, they're all back in here. Ursa, he's a real hungry boy. He wants Matthew now. Juggernaut and Tinker, they've both just got to bail, but they do get a blink call. Axe on like 100 HP. He's initiated, survived, but Tinker has made the retreat. Long walk back and blink to safety.
Matthew's alive as well. Okay, alright. Getting away with the other heroes on NoPing side, only losing the Beastmaster and dying. I think the tier 2 take was a little bit risky, considering you don't have Omni Slash or your Tombstone up. Pretty much your 2 biggest team fighting skills at this point in the game.
Dire are scanning.
So SG, and I think that's the BKB reveal there, right? Yeah. So
From Ursa, yeah.
now he's making his way to his next item already. He's very farmed on this Ursa, but he's gonna have to be careful with how he uses BKB, because once that gets to 5 seconds, the game's gonna get real rough for him.
Well, there's your Tinker farming ancients. Spamming out marches and lasers. Getting closer and closer to that Hex. Immediate form of initiation with a rearm capability onto Ursa. Super important here for NoPing to get that at a reasonable time. Invoker is scrambling towards a BKB of his own. Should be able to get it off of this. Creep wave top being cleared. Missed the meteor on the range creeps though. And outpost top being taken by the Radiant with all the March spam means that the plan that you were talking about, Juggernaut just frontlining here, really kind of unstoppable. SG can't meet it.
Beastmaster's helping the cause as well with his auras. He's got the Vladimirs, the Inner Beast, Necrobook, Archer Aura.
Dire's top
But
tower
now
is
we get
under
into our
attack.
favourite part of the game, Theban.
Radiant's bottom
Waiting for
tower is
Roshan to respawn.
Oh
1.5
yeah.
minutes. What's your bet? Who goes in first and who takes Aegis?
I think NoPing's gonna get it. I'm not even gonna hesitate. NoPing's gonna get this rush. Yeah.
Just
the way
layers
that,
on layers
uh,
of marches.
tower is under attack.
Unless SG makes some like really aggressive smokes again. I'm not sure if they have any left, because I have noticed them kind of use up those smokes without any hesitation, but not really amounting to much. Yeah, you can see it. Witch Doctor has a smoke in his quick buy. They definitely don't have any smokes in the shop right now.
That's a good shout. Good spot there. Smoke, in fact, from NoPing. The Yules and the Call catching Juggernaut. Supernova's in a good
Combo.
position, and they can't focus it down. Panda has been slaughtered as they roar the BKB Ursa. He can focus Tombstone if he wants, but instead goes towards Oscar. 2 quick kills, force the boy back out of Undying. Still have to deal with this Tinker and the Juggernaut, though, as the Tinker does blink forward aggressively. Tombstone zombies, they're all over the bloody place. Yules onto the Ursa, hold him in place, and now King Owl gets the call out, but Juggernaut's too powerful. Spinning towards this kill on Axe. A Blade Mail does nothing to stop that. Oh, Matthew.
Oh, they want more.
He finds the Ursa Warrior, but I'm not sure that is the safest place to be. Fade Bolt,
Berserker call.
Decay, and then run away.
Yeah. I mean, he tried. He was hoping that maybe Tinker has somewhere he can TP to, join the fight. But that looked like a pretty good fight for SG until that Tombstone was in a position where they could not kill it. See how strong the team fight is if you don't get rid of the Tomb first.
Yeah, I was sat there looking at that team fight and thinking, oh, the Ursa can kill a Tombstone, it's fine. But you change tact, you go onto the Beastmaster for just 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then that Tombstone stacks up.
Yep. He's gotta go straight for that Tomb every time if they want to stand their ground and fight.
Theban, look what spawned top lane, and look at Roshan.
Oh yeah, the classic. I'm sure there's some kind of coding in Dota, you know, where like if Roshan's about to spawn, there's like a 75% chance that Dirun spawns as well with it.
Outside the pit, at the top spawn.
Outside the pit. Yeah.
It is pretty funny. It's still standing there. Juggernaut's going to clear out the mid wave. Ursa enrages to take down those summons from Beastmaster, but they do get a grab on Phoenix. The blink call is beautiful from King Alvo, catching out 2 heroes in the midst of it. The Juggernaut DD spins, doesn't have Omni Slash ready though, and now NoPing in a situation where they've got a full retreat. Phoenix is dying inside the march, but Juggernaut's being focused down, Sunstruck and kill.
No Omni either.
There's a supernova,
NoPing.
stopping the blink on Tinker, but he rearms, blinks away, rearm, blink again, into the trees, and he's out of there.
Alright, it looks like SG's the one who's gonna take Roshan. I mean, that was very awkward from NoPing to be able to just run up there without Omni Slash, and with SG already set up in that area. I think they just felt so confident with the DD, but if they waited like 10 more seconds for the Omni Slash to cool down, they could have got a much better team fight.
Yeah, and the fact that Juggernaut...
Also the Tinker too. Sorry, I was gonna say, the Tinker also had like 300 gold from getting his Hex complete.
Yeah, it was super awkward beginning to that. Like, Juggernaut got the DD, walked up high ground, then spins and starts to run away. And no, Omni Slash really did hurt them there. So Aegis in the hands of the Ursa Warrior. Picks up a nice elven tunic as well. So kitted out in the finest of clothing.
So SG starting to build some momentum now with that Roshan take. NoPing don't really have a lot of options on this map anymore in terms of objectives. They're just gonna have to farm up and wait for the punish on SG if SG ever makes some mistakes here. Yeah, just gonna try to split the map up the best that they can. Take back this top outpost.
Fun time for Tinker.
What are we looking for in SG? They're gonna try and buy a Aghanims on the Invoker. Actually, he switches his build into a Lotus. Interesting. I thought he was gonna get the Ag, so if the Axe ever finds someone, you get that Cataclysm out. Huge burst. Okay, no, he switches back. Alright. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's much better.
Your Phoenix already has one, like, just bought the Lotus Orb on Theo. It was always one of those things,
Good
like,
enough.
you need Lotus Orb against Tinker.
Dire's top tower is under
The
attack.
Hex is too much.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Tinker is very susceptible still to getting picked off. If that Hex returns on him, he can just immediately die. That's why Eon Disc is queued up next by Dark Mago. Top lane under a bit of pressure. SG are just very casually wandering around the middle part of the map. Juggernaut is nowhere near top for an actual push, though.
They're gonna smoke up on SG. I mean, they have to be really careful with how they use their last smokes. This is not really looking like a high chance kill on like a good target. Most likely gonna end up just killing an Undying, I think.
Yeah, pretty low value. Oh, Tinker. TP's to the creep wave.
Down Tombstone.
They already forced out the BKB from Invoker. They do get a blink call. You were right, Undying is the only casualty of war.
If they can somehow kill all 3 of the wards up here though, then it could be good for SG, but I doubt that. They don't really have a gem. They'll get like 1 ward kill.
Oh, get the
The other wards
tombstone.
will probably stay alive.
Oh, they're missing on the tombstone.
They're trying!
Come on,
They're
stop
trying.
missing on the tombstone! I got it. Even
I
Act
gave
is
a
going to
lot
go
of-
Lotus Orb.
So they got the Aegis, but they lost gold because I think they lost all 4 of the bounty runes while they were chasing the Undying. So technically that was a net loss, like a really big loss actually for SG side.
Yeah, because
Losing
Juggernaut
4 bounties.
Juggernaut was never top, was he? Like, they faked this push, and Juggernaut did this, like, long run, farmed... you probably can't see what I'm drawing on the map, can you? But, you know, he ran back to the top tier 2, into mid lane, and through that bottom Radiant jungle. So he accelerated pretty quickly.
Taking Scotty next. Tank up against the Blade Mill Axe.
Pretty
One
good
good thing for SG is they have a really good matchup against the Juggernaut. They got the Axe and they got the Ursa. Ursa is so good against Jug in 1v1 situations.
Yeah, especially when Jug doesn't go for, like, Butterfly or anything. You are really just open to this Abyssal Blade jump from the Ursa.
And even if you do go Butterfly, the super late game Rapier Ursa is not a joke too.
True.
We can expect a Rapier in this game. At the rate that this game is going right now, we can definitely expect a Rapier.
Just like at the rate South American Dota is going at this moment. I mean, we've cast what? This is our 3rd series so far of the new season. We've already had 5 Rapiers, I swear.
I think we've had more. I probably might have even had more than that, to be honest. But it just kind of feels like Rapier is just a solid item, right? Especially to close games out, or if you need to come back, like you just need it. The 100% True Strike is extremely valuable.
Sure is. Good amount of split pushing though, you know, expected by NoPing with Beastmaster and Tinker. They can control all these waves reasonably calmly without showing anyone on the map or giving up a target. But look at, I mean, King Ao is hasted. He's running around.
Tower is under attack.
Cloak of Flames going. Clear out some waves. Come here, summons. Mid lane though, Matthew. He's invis somehow. He had stolen Ghost Walk, but yulls into Sunstrike. Takes him out of the match.
Good catch.
That Sentry Ward just... Oh man, it just expired as well.
I think, did I hear a gem from someone? I swear I just heard like a gem being dropped and picked up.
Like the ding!
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there it is. Phoenix has one. It's coming out on the courier.
Very good.
It's gonna be good to get some map control back. It's really hard against this Beastmaster and the Tinker at the moment. Like the Beastmaster can just send a bird across the map to the like top lane, and then the Tinker can TP on it, cut the creep wave, and you won't be able to catch him unless you're prepared for it.
Yeah, while
So it's
Beastmaster's
extremely
pushing
annoying.
the other side of the map in that lane.
Exactly.
Oh, but this could be good for SG. I saw Tinker TPing to the wave, and Adriano, he is there. He shows himself with a Ghost Walk, pops out of Invis.
Oh, they know a smoke is coming out from NoPing because they use Cataclysm. And a
Oh, really?
Cataclysm spotted nothing. Yep.
Very cool.
Scouting Cataclysm. Scouts out smoke.
Use it like Zeus ulti. There's no
Got a
objectives
lower
to be
cooldown too.
There's no objectives to be taken. There's like no tier 2 mid or top, so a rough one here for NoPing to grasp onto anything. And it does force SG back into a much more defensive position as these waves do come crashing towards the Dire base.
Got 1 more minute before the next Roshan can possibly start spawning as well. Well, what's going on in this? It's actually so stressful. Like, I'm just watching this game, but I feel stressed here, Gary.
I am
What is going
clenching.
on?
I am clenching my fists and my toes. Like I am in like combat mode. I am ready.
My goodness.
It's like a workout watching these games. Like physical exertion just watching them with the amount of stress and anxiety there is.
Yeah.
Well, that's a Tinker
fully
game for you.
expect-
Our scanner.
I fully expect myself to like crash after this game as soon as it ends.
I must sleep
yeah.
now. The hibernation begins. There's a Hex coming through.
Ooh,
Lotus Orb
big
comes a
Hex.
sec late, but they do get the Hex turnaround on Dark Margot and the Supernova with Abyssal Blade landing on Tinker.
Wow.
Wait, did they
That was so...
they got the timing of
That was a
Lotus?
Lotus Hex. Yes. That was
Nice.
exactly what happened. That was a Lotus Orb onto the Ursa, and then he hexed him like a millisecond after. Oh, the
And the
Undying dies.
Cataclysm on Undying. Rubik might get jumped as well. Look at King Ao. No blink for 10.
Radiant's
Unfortunate for the
turret has
axe.
been killed.
But Rubik is still being chased
Oh, they
around
see
the
him.
trees by
The
the creeps. The creeps from
map
the
pack.
lane. They know. VAC. They found Matthew. And they'll give it to King Ao.
Radiant's middle tower
Meanwhile, in middle lane, Theban, there is a push onto a tier 3, forcing buybacks to come out from NoPing.
are fortified.
Tinker though, not
Radiant's
buying back.
middle tower
So
is under attack.
here's how you beat Tinker, okay? You need to kill him once, then you need to force him to buy back, and then you need to kill him again, and the game's over.
True.
That's how you beat Tinker. But if the Tinker doesn't buy back, then you have to do that, process again. That's why he's not
Several
buying back right now. He doesn't want to give SG the opportunity to have some kind of a win condition at the moment.
Oh, nice. Boots of Travel Axe comes into mid lane, but they've already given up on that push in the mid lane on those barracks.
That means Tinker's back alive without having to pop buyback. They're gonna get all the lanes out once again.
And
SG.
Roshan. 1 minute. Plenty of time for NoPing
Unfortunate.
to do that.
Unfortunate for SG though that they were not able to just go back on this retreat and just pick up a Roshan. Quite a late Rosh once again.
This has got to be one of their last smokes. Who do they find? They're
Yeah,
waiting.
they're just like using the smoke as soon as it comes off cooldown. I swear on SG side, but they gotta do it. This is how they're able to get the picks. Not so sure if the Tinker's gonna let himself get hexed off a Lotus Orb again though.
Yeah, you would hope not. He's got a lot of money saved up too.
He's going A on this next.
So what is that? 3.1k. He needs another what? He needs 100 gold until he has Eon Disc and buyback. Usually saving up this money, or saving up this much money
Oh,
though.
they found him.
Oh, they
Ooh,
do,
doesn't
but
nail him.
Rearm blinks and he's out of there. I'm just wondering if he's considering a bigger item, something that's not Eon Disc. It's like BKB doesn't help you here against Axe and Ursa. Octarine Core doesn't do anything on Tinker.
Oh, the
Bloodstone.
Jug.
Oh, Jesus Christ! That's my bad. Bye-bye, Jug. They're also going to find the Rubik too. Costa Beal with a
And the
double kill,
Roshan.
and Roshan is alive. The timing is spectacular.
Alacrity Ursa just completely annihilated that Juggernaut.
I was just
No
watching the
evasion.
Tinker. I was chilling, looking at Tinker and thinking, yeah, he could buy this item, or he could... He's got BKB queued up now. And Juggernaut just dies mid lane.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, I think he wants the BKB so the Lotus Orb won't hex him. Because they do have 2 Lotuses, right? Which is a pretty big problem. Won't be able to chain stun that Ursa without it.
This Phoenix is pretty farmed, hey? Philosopher's Stone getting him up to a Shiva's Guard now.
Huge. Absolutely huge. That Shiva's is enormous. Not because of the Juggernaut, but to find the Tinker. You pop the Shivas,
Dire's
you swoop in with the dive,
is under attack.
you get some vision, now your teammates can jump in.
Very
And look at
slowly.
the level 20 talent he got as well. He did not go for the Sunray during Supernova, which like 99% of the time you'd probably get.
Oh, he
This
got
game he got the dive cast range.
1100 dive cast range talent, yeah?
Yep, just for the Tinker. Gotta
Find
do
the
what you gotta do.
Yeah. Kill the Tinker, win the game.
Oh, wait, did Tinker just change his item build again? They found a Minotaur horn, so
Ooh.
I think they're planning for something else now.
So now
Dark
he...
Prison for Invoker.
That's really nice. Yeah, so now the Tinker could think about that Bloodstone. Yeah, okay. He immediately queues up Bloodstone as I say it.
Yeah.
But it is one of those struggles as Tinker. You know, you are very slot reliant, like item slot reliant. You only have 6 slots, plus the 3 in the backpack, but swapping items in and out mid-team fight, not really a hot thing to do.
Yeah, you might just get killed off while you're trying to swap items and you're thinking about that. While the enemy is only looking for you in the fights.
And you absolutely need to make all those items count. Saving up 7,000 gold, though. Gotta spend that money.
NoPing, they don't feel good fighting at all. Like even with or without the Aegis up on SG, like they feel like this Ursa is just absolutely unstoppable right now, and he is. He's got he's pretty much 6-slotted, making his way to the Swift Blink, which is gonna be really powerful. This Juggernaut doesn't feel like he can take any fights, as it is.
Yeah, because it's a Juggernaut who's fighting with his
Versus
Tinker over
Ursa.
farm. Like, Juggernaut wants to farm top lane, Tinker's TPing there and pushing with March, stealing. I think Zyori said it, he's like a vacuum cleaner, just sucking up everything and they're not doing anything with it. Absorbing every creep on the map. But the lanes are still all trending towards Radiant base, and it's gonna take a smoke move, some kind of drastic maneuver from NoPing to break out of this shell.
Yeah, Tinker sort of feels like a stat pad hero, you know? Just farm, you lose the game, but you're like, hey, but look at my items, guys. Look what I did. Look at my assets.
Look at my hero damage. I just sat in Fountain and pressed rockets and rearm. Put down some layers of March.
Yeah, if you want that, just play Zeus.
Yeah, way more fun. Way easier too. And now it is the full D-ward control, bring the net in around NoPing. As SG just not letting them leave their base. They also have a Tinker ward on the left-hand side of the map that's going to spot the courier.
Oh, they want to run for that courier, but the courier's pretty fast. Has a speed burst and a shield. It's got Shivas. Okay, so he does not go for the Bloodstone. Oh boy, Oscar.
They still see him.
Goodbye, Oscar.
There's the Yules. And they've got to know now that the Tinker ward up on that high ground, but Beastmaster being dead for 70 seconds without buyback is a real drastic scenario for NoPing to come back from.
I mean, it's better than having your Tinker dead. That's for sure.
Okay. Yeah. That is very true. I'm just going to keep my eye on this Tinker buyback status.
And as soon as the Beastmaster died, the Witch Doctor drew a line. It's like, go bottom now! Tinker's gonna TP bottom next! You know, because we just showed all top, but Dark Mago not gonna let himself get caught. I mean, the only time they really caught him was when he hexed himself on the Lotus, which was extremely fortunate, right?
Yeah, the timing of that was fractional. Milliseconds in it.
Yeah.
There has been very disciplined from Tinker. You know, so easy to think, okay, they're all here, I'm going to go push out this lane. SG have done a great job making sure Tinker is stuck in the base.
I wonder why he ended up buying the Shivas this game. It's not really that amazing.
More wave clear. He farms creeps faster.
I mean, he got armor, a bit of bigger mana pool. I was thinking, what if you bought a Yules in this game and you just Yuled the Ursa, you know? Because then the status assist won't really affect your Hex or the Yules either. And then you can go Wind Waker, you know? You can save your allies with Wind Waker.
I don't know if you remember, but there was a period, it must have been like 4 or 5 years ago, the Yules Dagon build. Where you would literally just Yules Dagon over and over again, and you couldn't move. You know, if there was no one there to stun the Tinker, you were dead.
It was the days of the Dendy Tinker.
I don't want to see that again. Oh, the jump. Nice supernova. Saves him up, and the Death Ward's going. They've got Oscar. Down he goes through the BKB, and out comes the refresher on Phoenix, jumping forward, diving aggressively, then finding Tinker. Can they get the secondary jump? The supernova gets dodged out by the blink, rearm, and away he goes. But they've lost out everybody else. Undying and Tinker, the only ones standing. Juggernaut has a buyback, but they've made the jump on the Undying now. It's going to be 4 heroes secured as SG comes storming up the high ground, killing them all off. And NoPing, they've left the Tinker isolated. They'll try rearm blink, but it's not going to work this time. 2 heroes up with a buybacks from the big cores, but NoPing can't mount a defense of their high ground because the jumps from this axe, they are non-stop. They've got a side device with the Minotaur Horn and Dark Mago. The Omni Slash is bouncing, but the cheese is eaten. SG is still all alive, and Juggernaut's called into the waiting arms of this teddy bear who is slaughtering the Jug, and that has got to be game.
Radiant's top tower is
The barracks are all falling and there's no response from NoPing. They've got 4 heroes alive in 5 seconds. But without the Juggernaut, it seems like a never-ending battle.
And that's only 2 rockets, right? Not an Aghanims on Tinker.
Yeah.
And the healing from the Wish Doctor is just doing so much work right now. It's completely mitigating the rocket damage.
Does he get 4 rockets anymore? Because they changed. Oh, Death Ward coming in. And the Deafening Blast to kill off Undying. Easy pickings for SG. Even an Eon Disc on this Phoenix now, who has done an awful lot of work.
Oh, you're right. My Tinker knowledge is outdated. Aghanims.
There's a lot of changes, honestly, and Tinker's not picked that much. 3rd lane of barracks, SG closing it out. Still with 50 seconds to play with, knowing that Juggernaut has no buyback. They can't really make the jump on Tinker, though. Dark Mago's doing a great job at playing very elusively in the trees. But you called it. The fact that this Voodoo Restoration, the Sunray, all of the heals are coming into play means that Ursa Warrior can just enrage, have Lincoln spot on him, and jump out.
They're feeling really good on SG right now.
DD Rune
The
spawn
voice
bottom.
lines are being dropped. This is gonna go back, secure the last Roshan. This has an Aghanims on it too. Who's gonna take that? The Phoenix? Yep.
Yeah, I guess so. Because Ursa's already got one. Invoker already got his. Axe doesn't really need one, does he? Puts Battle Hunger on your call targets. Last chance saloon for NoPing, up against Mega Creeps. And yeah, you've got a Tinker, and the Shiver's Guard is going to help him clear waves a little faster. But this horde of angry SG heroes, they are rampant, running forward and looking, peeking around the corner with an Axe Illusion. Oh, Illusionist Cape on Axe is so cool. The illusion just spinning away. Attempted Roshan from NoPing. This is risky, and there's the immediate jump with the Cataclysm, blowing them all up. Supernova well placed as well. The Ursa chases the Tinker down, and that is it. Dead for 100 seconds. No Tinker available, while Juggernaut is Yule's controlled, held in place with the call. Spin doesn't matter too much. They've got them all locked in place. Juggernaut trying to spin back home to safety, but the dunk from Axe puts him 6 feet under.
No buyback on Tinker. Can't get the lanes out.
Yeah, I think SG
That's
here
it.
just going to go end. GG is called. They give up on Roshan, and they clear up this series 2-1. 50,000 net
Very
worth
well
lead
played.
in the end. Holy shit.
I mean, I must say, hopefully they found their confidence in game number 3. Really pushed their advantage this time around. Tinker, I mean, Pano was right. It's just a vacuum. Just a vacuum cleaner. Just took everything and then just didn't let anything out after that. And the Juggernaut, he was against really bad matchup. The Ursa, the Axe had no real potential to deal any damage. I feel like his item build didn't really help either in that situation. Maybe he should have went for something a little bit different than what he had, because late game he just had absolutely no impact whatsoever. So
Yeah,
well
so
played by SG Esports in the end.
some beautiful stuff. Some really great like team cohesion. Like you can see that they are all on the same page, all playing at the same level. The initiations were beautiful to watch throughout this series, honestly. But there we have it, 2-1 victory for them. And we can throw it back to the panel to see what they thought about this game and this series. How was that?
Thank you so much, Gare Bear. Welcome back to the panel after an epic Game 3. SG take the series. Guys, this was one hell of a series. I mean, so much back and forth, so many moments in every game here where we had 3 that it looked like either team might be able to claw their way into a victory. Costa Bile, though, 13-1. That's what you want to do with the Ursa. We even got to see